My name is Jeff Ledoyan, and I am a satellite division leader for U.S. Health Advisors, and we sell health insurance and focus primarily on small businesses and self-employed folks.
Love it. Love it. Why were you seeking commission-based sales recruiting services?
Basically to be able to find qualified people for our unique opportunity that we offer, where really, pretty much anybody, as long as you can kind of work really hard and somewhat talk, you have an opportunity to really lay out a groundwork for an incredible career opportunity that's long-term.
Yeah, 100%. Before working with us, what were some of your frustrations around recruiting?
Qualified candidates and being able to find people in our market to be able to basically fill a room, to be able to find people.
Yeah. How did SRU make your life easier?
Well, it's almost like having an actual a recruiting coordinator that you go out and try to hire. But typically when you go to try to hire a recruiting coordinator that you're paying hourly, you don't really get all their best efforts all the time. And so finding a professional organization that does that for you is just unbelievable how much easier it's made my life in recruiting.
Yeah. And not to mention like the fact that, typically if you're trying to pay like an admin a couple, $2-3 grand a month or something like that, they have no idea what they're doing, like at all. And so,
but also you're taking into consideration that they, not only that, but one of the things we try to do in our opportunity with a commission sales job is trying to explain to people how to get away from the W-2 mentality. That's the main thing I try to enforce upon people, that you're an entrepreneur and somebody you're paying, $12, $15 an hour, they're not an entrepreneur.
No.
So your best interests aren't always at hand in that sense.
Yeah. Do you want to pay your bills, or do you want to be the entrepreneur that can predictably make the money that they want to make?
Right.
What are some tangible results you've gotten by working with us?
I've been able to hire some qualified people that I'm starting to really, more than anything, have consistency. I used to go where I would interview people, and I may have scheduled interviews and, after the presentation, where sometimes they wouldn't show up. Sometimes I wouldn't want to interview them because I knew they were going to be bad, whatever it might be. Consistently, I'm interviewing 3 to 5 people a week. So that is something that is really, it's just consistency and quality.
Yeah. And those are because post group interview, you're being, because of the time investment that you have in regards to building the team, you're being pretty picky, and that pickiness is ending you up with 3 to 5 interviews. Is that correct?
Actually, I would say closer to 3 to 5 interviews per session. So really more like 6 to 10 interviews a week.
Okay.
So,
cool.
and I'm able to really, our interview process goes down the line. There's a couple different interviews they have to go through generally, where they're going to meet with my sales leader, and my sales leader is going to kind of talk to me about it. And then we go through one interview, and finally we move towards contracting. And it's a bit of a process, but no, through that, we're finding people that really understand the opportunity, and people that want to be there and really get after it.
Love it. Love it. Well, by the way, how many people did you, I think you're 5 weeks in, 4 to 6 weeks in?
Something like that.
Yeah. How many, roughly in your first month, how many people did you recruit?
I think we've actually contracted, we'll say 10 or something like that, 11.
Yeah. I think you're 30.
The good thing is, here's the thing is, we also have had a very high appointment rate with them, which means that we're not just contracting somebody and they typically disappear. They're actually contracting, going through the process, studying for the state exam, passing it, and coming in to start and work.
Beautiful.
And so as I'm tweaking it and getting better at it, I still feel like I'm pretty new at it. So I'm still getting better at it. I imagine my numbers will continue to even get better because I'm learning it as I go,
Yeah. Well, for, being new at it, you're doing freaking awesome. So that's cool.
Yeah.
A couple more. What's the one thing you love most about working with SRU?
Very easy to talk to. I could say this, Susie, who I deal with all the time. is really good about, if I have a question, if I have an issue, if I need something, I can email her and it's done. But the easiest thing about it is the room is booked. I get the room set up. I know where I need to be, what time I need to be there. That's the easiest part. And also the fact that the Google forms go out with every single one.
Yeah.
So after the webinar is done, I mean, I know I can already see a lot before I even talk to these people on the phone and do a phone screening. I already have a lot of information on them. So all of it makes it really easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question. What would you say to somebody considering to work with us?
I'd say if they work somewhat in the type of business I'm in and they want to recruit people, they'd be crazy not to use you.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Yeah, and then actually, I typically don't ask this question, but I think it'll be super valuable. We, before we started recording, real quick, if you want to give a quick rundown of it, I asked you like what the 3 most important things from your perspective are in the group process, and you had an amazing answer. What were those?
Basically, number 1 is translating my story that I have. So I want to be relatable to people.
Yeah.
In my background, so that they can come in and understand, this is something I can do. I mean, in 5 years to go from, making what, 70,000 a year to making 400,000 a year, in a constant step up process. But my background is very similar to a lot of other people's.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about our industry when I started. That's no joke. I mean, nothing about it. The other thing is our product and our company. The company has the best product in the market that we work in.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to sell. I mean, our product is very simple to sell. And, finally, lastly, I think is just the overall opportunity for people who are looking for something in their life to be able to better themselves down the road. Because, one of the great things about our company, I know, is that once you're here for a couple of years, I mean, it's not just all the hard work you put in, but the residual hard work just keeps paying.
Yeah.
And that is a big deal. So you can actually build something for your future.
Yeah. 100%. And the last thing you mentioned too earlier was like the conviction that you have that you're pitching. Like you're 100% bought into what you're pitching.
Yeah. I mean, when I get onto my presentation, I am like, my energy level is really high. I am. Yeah. I mean, I'm on. It's like you turn the switch on, stage lights go up. I'm ready to go, and a lot of it's because I believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you this: I wouldn't be doing this. If I wouldn't be recruiting people if I didn't believe in it. 100%. I could be a salesperson and sit at home and make just as much money, but I do this because honestly, I was believed in too. I had my first day where I was scared just like everybody else, and I had people there to help me. And I honestly, that means a lot to me. That's why I do what I do.
Yeah. Amazing opportunity. Thanks, Jeffrey.
You got it, man.